What's up, everybody? I'm back with another video as promised. My name is Jasmine. Welcome to my channel. Again, I'm new to posting videos to YouTube, so please don't come for your girl. Like, just bear with me. But I'm sharing my IVF journey with you guys, along with some, like I said, for some fashion, makeup, hair, things like that. I absolutely love hair. Love hair ever since I was a little kid, so I'll be making videos on reviews as well. But I wanted to start my YouTube channel with my fertility journey. Specifically, my videos are not edited. I just talk straight to the camera, so what you see is what you get, you know. So show your girl some love. The main thing is subscribe. I need the subscriptions, but most importantly, if you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the comment section below. Anything, you know, realistic and respectful, I will definitely respond to. So let's get started. This is the process of IVF. Like, what did I have to do to start IVF? Again, the cost of IVF varies depending on where you live, but this is just the process I went through. It was, again, from January of last year to January of this year before I transferred. So about a year exactly. But in between that process, let me just give you guys an idea of what I was doing. So last year in January, we started with a consultation. We did an ultrasound and some blood work just to kind of determine what was going on with me. From the ultrasound, of course, we did, you know, see the endometriosis and things like that. She found that through other testing that I had blocked tubes, so my fallopian tubes were blocked. So the embryo cannot travel through and implant to the uterus like it was supposed to. And I also had fibroids. So, and I had 3 separate surgeries to remove those. So I had endometriosis, fibroids, and blocked fallopian tubes. So not a chance, really, you know. With prayer changes things. You never know. But in my case, I was like, okay, let's try IVF. So that's when we did the consultation, blood work, and the ultrasound. And then from there, we started on birth control. And we did a baseline ultrasound with a blood test. And then I started taking prenatal vitamins. So at the very beginning of this whole process, I was taking prenatals all the way up until I'm still taking them now. And we have our son now. So after you do the ultrasound and the blood test, you start to stem. Now, stemming is just to get you ready to kind of get those eggs to kind of come to the surface. So you're trying to grow those, you know, get those eggs to come out and build the quality of the eggs. So when we did my blood test, we found out that my FSH was really, really low. So the doctor diagnosed me with DOR, which is diminished ovarian reserve. So before I even got to my egg retrieval, we found out that I had DOR, which diminished ovarian reserve just basically means that your ovaries are overworking so much to the point to where it could affect the quality of the eggs. So basically, it's almost like if you put your foot on the gas in your car and you just keep on pressing it down and you're over accelerating, you're kind of forcing it to go. That's what your ovaries are doing if you have diminished ovarian reserve. So that does kind of affect the quality of your eggs. And so when we did stem, we used, there were 2 injections that I was taking, Gonal-F or Gonadotropin, I think is how you say it, Gonadotropin injections, and Menopur. And then I stemmed for about 2 to 3 weeks. That's how long it took me to prepare for egg retrieval. So once I did the Gonadotropin and the Menopur, I actually also ended up taking the Dexamet 1 milligram until the day of my retrieval, along with the prenatal vitamins and CoQ10. I was also taking CoQ10, which CoQ10 is supposed to kind of give that nutrition to your eggs to kind of make them better. And then my husband was, he had to take a Z-Pack for like 7 days, just to kind of help the quality of his sperm before the fertilization. Then on stimulation day, I did blood work. I'm sorry, not on stimulation day. I did blood work, ultrasounds, and then I did that all the way up until the day of my trigger shot. So once you do your stim and you do those injections, then the next thing, once your body is ready, is the trigger shot. So the trigger shot goes in your stomach, and I'm going to insert a clip or a video of me doing that real quick. But that goes into your stomach, and that's basically you just preparing those eggs to release so that they can retrieve them. So I'm going to go ahead and insert that video in here real quick just to show you guys what the trigger shot looks like. Very simple. But I'm doing my injection for my lupulide acetate, which is the same as Lupron. So a lot of you IVF mommies, soon to be, we're going to claim it. We're soon to be mommies, but I call them IVF mommies. A lot of you guys probably do have to do Lupron for various reasons, and I'll make a video about all the injections and things that I use. But for this specific situation, I'm using it because we are preparing for our transfer of our little baby girl, our boy. And so we have to do the injection. So I'm going to just kind of show you guys what I have to do on a regular basis, honey, because this has kind of been under the rug for a while for reasons. I shared it with certain people, but certain people I did not, and it wasn't anything specific. But anyway, I just wanted to show you guys what I do. So we're doing 10 units of the Lupron. So before you do it, it tells you to clean the injection site, which my injection site is going to be over here. And then you have to take a alcohol pad and clean the top of the Lupron injection. I always like to look at mine just to make sure it's still clear and it looks good. You don't have to refrigerate this. It just stays at room temperature. So now you're going to take the needle, and before I take the cap off, I pull it back to 10, which is the suggested dosage from my provider. So it's already pulled back to 10. I take the top off, stick it inside, and you slowly push the air from the 10 out of the 10 units out of the syringe into the bottle. Turn it up, and then so that you can see the dosage amount, you're going to just turn it up and slowly pull it back until you get to 10. So here's my 10 right here. So I'm at 10. Now I'm just going to pull the needle out. So you can kind of see it's at 10. Then you have to grab the skin. So I washed my hands real good. You have to grab the skin and pinch it where you're going to inject it. And you have to stick it in an angle. So kind of like coming from the side. So you're going to stick it into the skin. Once it goes in there, you let go of the skin and slowly push the medication in. Okay, and so after the trigger shot, right, which is to get those eggs ready to be released so they can retrieve them, then they do the retrieval, which you have to wait after the trigger shot. I want to say about 24 to 48 hours before you go do your retrieval. But then after the trigger shot, we did our retrieval. The retrieval literally took about 5 minutes. It was the quickest process. And so after the egg retrieval, we ended up with our 4 eggs. One of them fertilized out of the 4. The other 3 did not make it. So we couldn't use those. One thing I want to let you ladies know that are doing IVF, when you get to the egg retrieval process, if you retrieve 12 eggs and only 6 of them make it, or 5 through fertilization, please don't get discouraged. It's one of those things. I had to learn this myself. Like, why didn't all my eggs that were retrieved fertilize? Well, only the healthiest egg is going to make the race, right? So you want the healthiest egg to implant. You want the healthiest egg to grow into your baby, form your baby. So you want the healthiest egg to do that. The ones that don't fertilize are usually the ones that have issues. or just don't make it through the fertilization process, and you want a healthy egg or embryo. So once we did that, of course, we did genetic testing on this egg. We found out that the egg was a female. um, Genetic testing can have its benefits, but it can also have its cons as well. So we did find out it was a female embryo, and we did find out that there was a partial deletion on the chromosome of the embryo. So there would have been issues if we would have implanted that embryo. Potentially, there even would have possibly been an issue implanting because of the fact that the embryo was labeled as a mosaic embryo. And mosaic just means that there's something going on with the chromosome. So it's not a normal embryo. And so we did freeze that embryo because that was dear to my heart, to have that first baby girl there. So that embryo is still frozen. We did another round where we did 7 eggs, 4 of them fertilized, and we transferred January the 3rd of this year, 2022, because again, I started this process last year in January, and we got a healthy baby boy. So first transfer, success. Now he's here. The transfer literally took about 10 minutes. It was not long at all. It maybe a little cramping afterwards, but not painful at all. I did do acupuncture. I did go, and of course the ritual is to get the McDonald's fries or the French fries. I did get French fries afterwards, after the implantation or the transfer, not the implantation. And I did some yoga. So I'll talk about that and share some things and tips and tricks that I did in a separate video. But that's just to sum it all up, the process of my IVF journey. And again, I have my healthy baby boy. So any questions or comments you have, please leave them in the comment section below, and please don't forget to subscribe for your girl. Show me some love. It's all love on this channel. Again, I'm very transparent, so any questions you have, I will answer. And until next time.